Markets just wrapped up their worst year since 2008, and while many people are down and out about their portfolios, I've actually been pretty excited. I've been buying different cryptocurrencies, stocks, and rental properties to increase cash flows and prepare for the next bull market, but there's one thing that I have not touched, I've completely stayed away from, and rightfully so. So today's video, I want to talk about overall market. We're going to address Tesla, a few things going on there, but also in particular, what is going on with Solana, why I think it's completely dead, and why you should be very, very careful as a crypto investor if you looked at Solana, if you still own it, for a few main reasons. So first thing is that markets have had their worst year since 2008. When we're talking about the stock market, you could see that Dow Jones was down 8.8% in 2022. NASDAQ was down 33% in 2022, and S&P 500 was down 19.4%. So many people see this as a bad thing. They get depressed about their portfolios. They hate investing because of it, but the good news here is that when everyone else is being fearful, that's a time you should be greedy, you should be buying. And if you're looking at prices now, they're much better valuations than they used to be. So as long as the companies, nothing dramatic has happened, nothing major has changed the fundamentals of the companies, really, you should be buying companies that you believe in long term, that are generating significant cash flows, that are continuing to grow over time. These are things you should be looking at. I wanted to quickly interrupt today's video to bring you a word from our brand new channel partner, QMAL. QMAL is a legal and EU licensed Ukrainian crypto exchange whose token has increased in value more than 40x since it first launched, making it one of the most profitable crypto assets in 2022. The platform is very simple and intuitive to use, and all you need to do is sign up, verify your account, and after that you can choose from one of the many operations on the platform, from trading to different financing options to using their launchpad or even looking at different NFTs. Some of the features that I like most about QMAL and why I've been using it as of recently is first, QPad. QPad is a launchpad with promising Ukrainian and European crypto projects, and you can see the launchpad list with finished projects, upcoming launches, and everything else. So stay tuned for new ones coming up on their launchpad. The second thing is their NFT marketplace with collections from Ukrainian artists, and part of the proceeds on this NFT marketplace actually go to charity, which is extremely important these days with everything going on in the world. The third thing is a partnership with EasyPay. This allows users to top up their balances quickly, efficiently, and just directly through the terminal, which is extremely important. And fourth, of course, as I mentioned, QMAL token, it became one of the most profitable crypto assets in 2022 by increasing over 40x in value. Coming up, there are a few things I want to point out. First of which is that from December 26th through January 15th, there is a 5,000 QMAL competition, and the way it actually works is all you need to do is register on the exchange, make a deposit of 20 QMAL tokens, and once you got those two things done, you simply need to fill out the Google form, and they're going to pick a total of 50 winners. And the second thing is that they actually have a festive staking pool of QMAL tokens at 5%. So don't miss out on these opportunities. This crypto exchange is something I've been using as of recently. I think you should definitely check it out. Anyways, let's get back to the program. When we're looking at Tesla in particular, it's a stock that I have owned for quite a while, and ever since it dropped below $125 per coin, I've been accumulating a lot more of it. And what we could see with Tesla is that Tesla shares have tumbled more than 10% in a single day to start off 2023, as we saw that Tesla missed on deliveries. When we're looking at the report for Q4 2022, Tesla came in and reported that they delivered 405,278 deliveries for Q4. This was actually a record-breaking number, and the company did over 1.31 million total deliveries for the year. But the bad news is that it came well short of expectations. All estimates on Wall Street were estimating between 409 and 430,000 deliveries, yet Tesla came in at 405,000 for Q4. Not only this, but also Tesla had set a goal to have 1.4 million deliveries in the year, but they came in at 1.3. So they came in well short of all of their different estimates and predictions. But this is actually good, because if you're looking at the electric vehicle market, we can see that all across the world, entire governments are pushing for electric vehicles. In Europe, many countries are requiring that every single vehicle that is produced in 2030 is going to be electric. And this is a good thing if you are a Tesla investor, because Tesla currently dominates the EV market. And I get it. They don't produce the most vehicles in terms of numbers every year if you're looking at gas and electric, but they produce significantly more than any other company if you're looking just at electric vehicles. Not only this, Tesla has a moat in the battery sector. They have a moat in a number of other industries that are tied directly to electric vehicles. So the good news here is that we've seen that Goldman Sachs has come out and says that they consider this delivery report for Q4 2022 to be an incremental negative for Tesla, but they think it is positioned for long-term growth. They think it is very well positioned. So that's exactly what we said. We're seeing Goldman Sachs say they think they're well positioned long-term, and if you're a long-term investor, ultimately they think Tesla is a good buy. In addition to this, we've seen that Morgan Stanley came out and says that they think the company's share price weakness as of recently is creating a window of opportunity for investors to buy. This is exactly what I've been seeing and what I'm doing with my positions, is because yes, Tesla has gotten wrecked, one of the worst performing stocks in 2022. But if you're looking at the future of cars, you see that it's obviously transitioning to electric. And if you're looking at which car company is positioned the best to dominate electric vehicles in particular, well, it is Tesla. They produce more electric vehicles than any other car company in the world. When people think of electric cars, they think of Tesla. When people see charging stations, they think of Tesla. Tesla is the most and best positioned company in the EV sector. So just something to keep in mind is, yeah, prices have come down significantly, but this is a company that I think long-term fundamentals are pretty solid. So I've been buying it ever since it dropped below $120, $125 per share. Now I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on with Solana and the crypto market. When we're looking at Solana, a lot of people are divided as to, is Solana going to survive this bear market? How is it going to perform the next bull market? Are you buying? Are you selling? Me personally, I've been saying for over a year now that Solana is dead. Solana has no hope, and we're actually starting to see this come to fruition, because what we're seeing is that the top 2 NFT projects built on the Solana blockchain have officially said that they are leaving Solana for either Ethereum or Polygon. And you could see that according to recent announcements that the 2 biggest NFT projects on Solana, which were DeGods and Utes, they said that they are moving to Ethereum and Polygon. DeGods said they are moving over to Ethereum in 2023, and Utes says that they are moving over to Polygon in 2023. These are projects that had no plans of ever migrating off of the Solana blockchain, and they had only planned on staying on Solana for their entire existence. So this is something that proves to you that even the developers, even the biggest projects on Solana, are worried. They are leaving the blockchain. And when you're looking at Solana, yes, it has had consistent issues in terms of outages. The blockchain has not been the most secure. We all know that. But now that we're seeing all these projects migrate off of the blockchain, move to Ethereum, move to Polygon, move to Cardano, this shows you that its ecosystem just simply isn't going to last very long, because if NFTs aren't building on it, if games are leaving, if all these different projects are leaving, there's not really much hope for Solana. So be very careful if you own it. I have been saying on Twitter for over a year now that it was dying. Now Solana really is looking more just dead than anything. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on with a few other things in the crypto market. What we could see is that Ark Invest in 2020, 2021 was one of the most talked about ETFs and investment companies in the world. And former Ark Invest crypto head announced recently that he is still buying Solana. And I posted this on Twitter and I said, well, I guess that this is why he is the former head of crypto at Ark Invest, because he's continuing to buy Solana despite all the red flags. He came out and says that, look, he's been buying Solana ever since it's been around $10 per coin, and he believes that long-term growth for Solana is still there. He sees that there's still a lot of potential, and that's why he's buying. He says in terms of what he likes about it the most is that it has its own unique flavor of hardcore devotees and nerds, which means the innovation is independent from what he finds on Ethereum and Cosmos. But when you're looking at the data, when you're looking at what's actually going on, projects are leaving Solana. There's less NFT projects on Solana. There's less games being built on Solana, and it always has outages. Why would someone build on that ecosystem? Why would someone trust that ecosystem if there's always outages with the blockchain and all the companies building on it are leaving. I don't really know. It doesn't make sense to me, but let me know your thoughts on that. And lastly is going to be what's been going on with MicroStrategy. One of the biggest Bitcoin bulls in the entire world is Michael Saylor and his company MicroStrategy. And recent announcements and recent documents revealed that MicroStrategy sold just around 700 Bitcoin for the first time ever. They never sold a single Bitcoin, but in 2022, towards the end of December, they sold just over 700 Bitcoin, citing tax purposes. So the thing to remember here is we see all these different headlines about MicroStrategy selling Bitcoin, but the one thing you have to remember is that for 2022, they were still net on the amount of Bitcoin they bought. And you could even look at in December alone. Yes, they sold 704 Bitcoin for $11.8 million on December 22nd, but the company bought even more Bitcoin after that on December 24th. So it's not that they are bearish or flipping their position on Bitcoin. They simply were doing this for tax purposes, tax harvesting, and protecting some of their capital gains for other investments. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing all these different media headlines and articles, that you always want to make sure you dig a little bit deeper, you look into what's actually going on.